So, Alligator Alcatraz in Florida is shutting down, which means that Florida residents burned $1.2 billion of their taxes for a pop up concentration camp. It is said the people who are being held in this detention center under the pretense that they were in this country illegally and or had a criminal history, which was proven to be false, have been either deported or moved elsewhere. To what detention center or somewhere else that they've been moved to, that has not been identified yet. As a reminder, last year, Trump ordered Florida to build two of these camps in their state as part of his tirade on immigrants. And Florida turned around and said, okay, we'll do that, but it's going to cost us about $1.2 billion. So we're going to take it out of our taxpayers' dollars, and then we'll just reimburse them afterwards. The government then turned around and said, we'll give you about half, $608 million. The other $600 million, good luck. Since then, Trump has paid Florida about $59 million, which means there's about another $540 million that just probably won't ever actually be given back to Florida. Ron DeSantis claims he was proud of what they did and that they cycled through about 22,000 people at specifically Alligator Alcatraz. Now, if we split the amount that they had spent in half, it turns out they spent around $27,500 on each person. But if we look at the Miami Herald, where they found that $824 million of the $1.2 billion was actually intended to go towards Alligator Alcatraz, we are actually seeing about $37,500 being spent on each person. Aside from Trump and Ron DeSantis robbing Floridian taxpayers blind, there was also a bunch of different lawsuits against these camps regarding how they were made, the protected land that they were built on, as well as Amnesty International calling them out for violating multiple human rights, which most of these lawsuits are still ongoing. Oh, also the vendors that built these camps had a demobilization clause in their contract. And now that Ron DeSantis is ordering the shutdown of these camps, that clause is triggered, and now they get to enact a demobilization fee that can cost upwards of tens of millions of dollars, which means aside from the money that taxpayers already lost, they're going to lose tens of millions of more dollars. It needs to be abundantly clear that Ron DeSantis took $1.2 billion and instead of putting it towards anything that could help the community, help the state, healthcare, education, infrastructure, anything, he put it into temporary tents that were used to violate people's human rights.